Welcome. Today we're going to do a bowspring practice on the ground. So come into all fours pose. Take your knees a little bit farther back past your hips. Then inhale, push your arms straight and breathe into your upper back. Exhale, lift your tail and allow your lower back to softly curve in. Inhale, press your head back. And then keeping these curves in your back that you have just created, exhale, sit your hips farther back. Inhale, bring your ribs forward. Exhale, root back. Inhale, rise. Keep pulsing with your breath. And now pause again in all fours. Kickstand your left shin and bring your right foot forward. Hover your right heel. Then inhale, bring your right hand in ecstasy. Hand on the side of your head. Breathe into the back of your rib cage again. Push your left arm straight. Exhale, sit your hips back and widen your left hip. Inhale, crescent to the left. Tip your left ear toward your shoulder and press your head back. And now from the bottom of your heart, from the bottom of your ribs, begin to twist your rib cage toward the sky. And then exhale, sit your hips back again. Inhale, crescent to the left again. Exhale, sit your hips back, widen the left hip, and inhale, twist toward the sky. Keep pulsing with your breath and allow your head to rest back into your hand as you turn your face toward the sky. Then inhale, slowly come out of the twist and come back to all fours pose. Fill up your ribs, root your hips back, press your head back. Then kickstand your right shin. Bring your left foot forward, hover the left heel. Inhale, bring your left hand in ecstasy, hand on the side of the head. Push into your right arm and turn your right elbow crease toward the middle of your blanket. Exhale, lift your tail and widen your right hip. Press your head back into your hands and then crescent to the right. Tip your right ear toward your shoulder. Lift your tail again, widen your right hip, crescent left, and finally now begin to twist toward the sky. From the bottom of your ribs, from the bottom of your heart, twist your ribs toward the sky. Then exhale, root your hips back again, tail up, widen the right hip. Inhale, press your head back, crescent right, and twist a little more to the left. Enjoy this twist and crescent. I'm looking up at the trees. Pretty. And then inhale, slowly come back to all fours pose. Put the three curves back in your spine. So fill up the back of your ribs, get the upper back curve. Lift your tail and get the lower back curve. Press your head back and get your neck curve. Hold that and breathe. Separate your hands wider than your shoulders. Walk your knees back and lift your feet, panther prep. So you're more on the top of your thigh bones, your femurs, than your knees. Then push into your arms, fill up the upper back again. Lift your tail, root your hips back, and press your head back as you pull your ribs forward. Keeping the curves in your back, open your elbows out to the side and come down about 1/3 or halfway toward the floor, keeping your upper back as full as you can. And then inhale, push back up. Exhale, do another push-up. Open the elbows out to the side, keeping the upper back full. Inhale, push back up. Fill up your upper back again. Root your hips back, head back, and then do one more push-up. Inhale, press back up. Come to sphinx arms, touching your little finger mounds before you touch your elbows to the ground. Elbows under the shoulders, wrist in line with your elbows. Then walk your knees back. Hero feet. Press the tops of your feet down, press your ankles up, and softly curl your toes back toward your heels. Inhale, hover one elbow off the ground. And then put that elbow down and hover the other elbow. And just keep pulsing side to side, hovering one elbow and then the other. And now hover two elbows at the same time. Okay. With two elbows on the ground and two little finger mounds on the ground, push into your forearms and your hands and fill up your upper back. Press your knees down and move your groins up and away from the floor so hips rise up, head presses back. And now lift your knees off the floor. Keep your knees bent, but push them isometrically down. Move your hips up. Knees go down, hips go up, glutes rise up, head presses back. Hold this and breathe. Crouching sphinx. And then exhale, put your knees on the floor. Come back to all fours pose. Seated side twist. Take your knees to the left and sit your right hip back and down. Come into seated side twist. Dome your left hand. Then push both arms straight. Root your hips back and press your head back. And breathe. Then inhale, come back to all fours pose. This time take your knees to the right. Sit your hips back. Sit your left hip on the ground, back and down. Dome your right hand and push your arms straight, breathing into your back ribs. Then root your hips back as you lift your tail and press your head back. Crescent to the left and slide your left arm out. Lie down on your left side, side bow pose. Dome your right hand and push your right arm straight. Then with your toes softly curled and your ankles flexed, root your hips back and press your head back. Side bow pose. If you feel any pain in your lower hip, your bottom hip, you can scoot the hip farther back. Then lift your right leg, your top leg, a couple of inches off the floor. Cup your knee with your hand. And then resist yourself. Push your knee and hand into each other and push your hips farther back. Press your head back. Keep your belly open, keep your throat open, and breathe. Slowly lower your right leg back to the bottom leg and roll onto your belly for prone bow. Rest your forehead on your fist. Press your knees down into the ground and push your groins up and away from the ground. Breathe. And now roll to your right side, side bow on the right. Legs bent towards square. Breathe into your back ribs. Root your hips back. Keep your head back. Then lift your top leg a couple of inches, cup your knee with your hand, and root your hips even farther back. Open your belly now, open your throat. Then lower your leg and roll to your back. Shift over to the middle of your blanket or your mat. Push your arms up toward the sky in the shape of a V, V-vector arms. With your knees bent, bow your low back off the floor. Press your head back into the ground. And then rock your arms side to side. And then press your arms toward the sky. Lift your feet off the floor, square legs. Curl your toes and flex your ankles, then bow your low back. Slowly begin to bicycle your legs as you keep your head pressing back into the ground. And now with square legs, lower your legs halfway to the floor or to the ground on the right. Supine twist. Your arms can go a little to the left. Then inhale, pull back up. And this time lower your legs halfway to the ground on the left. Arms can go a little to the right. Inhale, come back up. Push through your arms, bow your low back, press your head back, and then sit your feet on the floor, touching your paws before your heels. Freedom pose. Bring your legs up into square legs again. Cup your knees with your hands. And then as you bow your back, root your thighs, root your femurs into your hip sockets. Press your head back. Pull yourself together and breathe. Then put your feet back on the ground, maintaining the bow in your low back. Allow your arms to rest beside your body with the palms turned up and the fingers softly curled in. Keeping the bow in your back, slide your feet out. Keep a slight bend in your legs. Legs are still parallel. Bend your knees slightly. Dig your heels into the ground and drag your heels isometrically back up toward your hips. Wave legs. Hold that for a few moments. Feel the tone in the back of your calves and the back of your hamstrings, maybe even into your glutes. And now allow your legs to open apart. You can close your eyes. Relax your jaw. And allow your breath to move into your ribs and into your belly. Stretch your arms over your head. Bend your knees and roll to one side into an easy side bow pose. Then push up to sitting. Turn your thighs in as you pull your hips back and apart. From your heart, push out on all sides of your ribs and lift your whole rib cage up and away from your hips. Dome your hands and press your hands on your knees or your thighs. Then press your head back and close your eyes. Enjoy your breath as it moves into your ribs and also into your belly. Then bring your hands together in front of your heart. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me.